Ladies and gentlemen, aliens and animals. Today we are going to answer the age-old question. It's not what came first, the chicken or the egg, because that's a whole can of worms. We're going to answer what's better, the looter or the shooter. And this is something that seems to spark a lot of controversy within people, depending on their particular skill sets. The killers want to argue that they're better because they can wield the gun. The looters want to say that they're better because they get more money. Both are kind of correct. I'm not going to argue on that one. But I think it's a combination of both. It's the sleuter. It's the person that can pick up the 50 boxes and get 1 million. And the person that can get 5 kills, 1 box, and get 1 million. And make all that running around look extremely pointless and create a bit of jealousy and animosity. So anyway, we're going to look at 3 different scenarios today. 2 of which, well, 1 of which happens inside the bunker and spreads somewhere else. As you can see, anyway, we've got a bunny hop caddy stick kill. That's a personal favourite of mine. And then I got done in by 2 bouncing betties, and I feel very hard done by on that. Anyway, Illis join me after getting massacred in the train station. Ooh dear. And Razor couldn't go back to help. Wait. Sacrificial lamb, ladies and gentlemen. Bunny hop. Boom. Team wipe. I'm not going to tell you what happens after we get these 2 access cards back because it's very tragic. But anyway, we spawn back in after both of us die. I go for a sledgehammer to the back and shot in the head. And they ruined it.
Can't ping him, he's going into the building.
But wait for it. Team wipe. Beautiful. Following from that...
You said that bunny hop? I learned that from my boy Razor, you heard?
You heard? Ooh yeah. Following from that, with a nice smooth transition, I decided, okay, we gotta go get loot. I can't stay doing this around. Say what you want about the kilo, it can still do long shots, it can still piss people off. It's still beautiful. Now personally, I think the killing, if you're good at it, adds a lot more fun to the game. And if you're not good at it, this was my first Call of Duty, I was rubbish to start off. Up until before the Halloween event, I think my KD was something like a 0.97. It was like 8,500 kills, nearly 9,000 deaths. And then I got good with guns. I went for popcorn.
Whoa.
Anyone got any in this little movie?
Whoa.
But as I said, I used to be shit at the game.
Oh yeah.
Spend about 2 weeks going for kills. If you want to get better at shooting, if you do want to improve your gun skills, you need to find a loadout that suits you, perks that suit you. You have to mess around with them a lot. There's a lot of stuff online that you can read up on. I love when they just run through the door. You have to spend about a week or 2 solely going for kills. Whether it's with a team that don't mind you doing it, because you're going to get more proficient at it as you go, or whether it's a solo run where you can be that person that just spawns back all the time and annoys teams that are trying to win. Anyway, once you have a good loadout, once you've got a good perk system, and then you have to start learning, well, when do I do executions, when do I not do executions, when do I push the situation, when do I not push the situation. You always push and you have a UAV. But the key thing to killing, I believe, in this game is you never be afraid of the enemy. Ever. If there's 3 of them and you think you're dead, look at that execution. Nice little honourable bow, steal the money. It's lovely just seeing that. But you gotta push. You can't be afraid of it. You're either going to win it or you're going to lose it. If you don't have a lot of money on you, bloody hell push it. You don't know what's going to happen. You can get some fantastic clips, some fantastic content. Some really enjoyable things happening. I was being a bit sneaky with that. I was asking for it. That's a situation you don't push when you only have a Mac 10. But then you have an Illis that comes behind McCallie sticks and gets another team wipe. And an execution. Beautiful. Anyway, this is 2 scenarios that I played out. Anyway, Illis gets his access card and he brings us all the way to prison. Because a helicopter was chasing him. Turns out the helicopter wasn't chasing him. It was after a recon contract. Look at these 2 self-reviving. Honestly, what do they think is going to happen?
Oh no, that's where you are. Sorry, I thought you were in 0.
But it turns out they don't take too kindly to this. As we're about to find out.
Yeah, there's 2 of them coming in. They're flying in now. Yeah, I've already killed them once. They're right here.
You have to really learn a gun when you're using it. Learn the recoil control. The recoil looks next to nothing on the kilo. It is fairly simple. to manage at this point. There's a lot more kick like a fucking mule guns out there. The FFAR is one. It's a phenomenal gun, but it kicks a lot.
Another guy landing on you on the topper.
So you need to work out what your favourite play style is. Whether it be long range, close range, medium range. Find a gun that works for you in that situation, and then tailor your attachments to it. Jesus. Tailor whether you want fast ADS, whether you can play with scope or iron sights. I could not play with iron sights. I still struggle with it. But the likes of using the Mac and being in close quarter situations like being in the bunker, if you're always in close kind of quarters, if you're running hills, places like that, you often don't need a scope. It's a wasted attachment slot. Same at FMJ, wasted attachment slot. And particularly for guns where you do have to use scopes, you're gonna have to 9 times out of 10 pre-aim. You can see the quick speed it pulls the Mac up. It's built for that, and you can see the slow speed that the Kilo's pulled up on. There's a big difference. That big difference does get you killed.
We got a lie low. Mandy from blue market to spawning in.
And teamwork. Teamwork is a massive thing about going for kills. If you're in a teamwork situation, you need to know the names of buildings. At least your team need to know somewhat similar names to buildings. You need to be able to pull up and give call-outs very quickly, give pings very quickly, and be able to trust each other that if you go down, you can ping someone straight away, and that person's going to be able to come back for you. You get results like this, 13 kill games. Bringing us back to the main point, is looting or shooting better? Well, we can see in that game, like getting involved in those fights, shooting doesn't particularly work all the time. But we laid down cover and fire enough to keep Ilst safe in the bunker and get us the win, and we had some fun doing it. Now, I've included this last one because it's me and I have a bit of an ego. But don't tell anyone. I hate riot shields. I hate them so much. But anyway, I spend this entire game. Now, it's not a long game. It's something like 8 minutes long, something like that. I spend the entire thing in Park Bunker. But I strive for games like this. It really tests the situation. And something I love about Park, there's a plethora of guns on the floor in there for you to play around with. And even if it's just blueprints, you're going to get weapon XP for it, using them. And you get to experiment, kind of see, ooh, do I like this in certain situations? Look at the bloody recoil on that Growser. That's not me doing it. And this is what I'm saying. Some of those situations, you have to find the gun that works for you. It's not built properly, this blueprint. And then you have to find the right tacticals and the right lethals for you to use. I'm using gas grenades because I am after the challenge currently in the season pass. I haven't gone for too much, but I'm kind of getting it. It's a very good delaying tactic. I don't particularly find it a very useful way of dealing with things, because you throw it too closely, you're going to gas yourself, and then the enemy can still fire through it. I personally stuns are my preference, just for that slow-mo effect. But you can see I've switched guns now. I'm like, okay, Grows is not doing it for me. I picked up a custom Grow. I'm like, let's bring it on. So we're at 1.7 million. I think I have about 500 at this point. So being a shooter stuck in the bunker, collecting all this money, I'm pretty much timing my teammates. And I'll save the end of this video and bring it straight for now. Is there a definitive answer on who's better? Absolutely not. You need to have the right skill sets. And trust yourself. Always trust yourself. Always play with the UAVs.
All 3 up once.
Have patience. Always have patience. I can say yes, you can push enemies, but you need to have patience on when to do it and to make the right call. Termites. They're nasty. But I love C4s. Did you see my popcorn kill earlier? It's all about finding the right thing that works for you. I wish the grouse still lasered like he used to. You can tell I'm having fun. 10 kills. Who's not having fun in here? But anyway, the big moment is coming up. The boss fight. The riot shields returned.
Specialist bonus, does it make you run quicker? Everything's quicker. You have all the special.
And the Mac 10 sorts him out for kill number 12. Who doesn't love that?
All the seem to be fucking running really quickly.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
You have a little time for a sing song in here and everything.
Let's go, fellas. Let's pound the bunker. Oh, are we making one last stand? Are we gonna have one last stand for Custer?
Custer's last stand in the bunker, boys. Get ready for it.
One last stand. Run those stairs. Good night. Sleep tight. And that is Fontaine out.
So it's a little bit of a info video, I suppose you could call it, on what's better and what's not when it comes to killing and looting. Personally, I just prefer both. But most importantly, you just gotta have fun. Always just need to have fun. If it's too boring, if it's too stressful for you, switch it up. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you leave a like and subscribe, I really appreciate it.